Sleep as a lifestyle solution, we love it, but some people avoid it like the plague. And I want to explain today why this is a huge part of your success in a transformation plan, but also just how you thrive in life in general. Um, Sleep is the only time when your body is not under stress and it has the ability to actually deal with the stress that has been put on yourself throughout the day, which is both physical, psychological, mental, toxins, everything else. Like that is when your body gets to actually deal with stress. Um, Sleep deprivation, there's been so many studies done on sleep deprivation, and none of the results that comes from it shows a good outcome by not sleeping enough hours. Um, Technically, they recommend you to sleep 7 to 9 hours. It's going to be dependent on the individual and the amount of stress that your body and your mind is dealing with from day-to-day basis, but that is a good rule of thumb to be aiming for. You will probably know best when you feel like you've had enough sleep, but if you are currently sleeping less than 7 hours, I would have a look at my diary and try and look at where can I create time to go to bed earlier. What do I need to do in order for me to get to bed? A lot of people do mindless watching on their televisions or scrolling on their phone, where in reality that could be amazing quality for your brain and your body to recover. And the thing with sleep deprivation, what it does, short term, it makes all the things that you want, feeling less hungry, having less cravings, being in a better mood, um, not feeling stressed about things in general, that's going to diminish those, and you're going to feel hungrier, have more cravings, you're going to want to have more sugar and coffee. And if we're going back to a transformation and you want to physically change your body, those are the things you really want to avoid, because it's going to make it harder for you to reach your goal without mentally having to be very strong. Long term, though, there's a big link between lack of sleep and cardiovascular disease, weight gain, and diabetes. Even things like Alzheimer's are linked to having a sleep deprived lifestyle over time. So, if that's not scary, I don't know what is. So, how can we then change? First of all, you need to make that conscious decision that I'm going to sleep more hours. And then you're going to have to look at what you're currently doing and how you can make that happen in your diary, because everyone do get the same 24 hours in a day, and it's going to be a matter of prioritizing your recovery. And it is a hard one to do because it's so easy and we actually really enjoy it, but because we are so overloaded with work, it's so easy to let that one thing slide. But the thing is, you're going to be more efficient and actually a better worker by sleeping the amount of hours that you need. So how can we create this as well? The first one, as I just said, is that routine. Wake up and go to bed at around the same time of the day. Your body thrives on routines, so by having that, it's actually going to help your circadian rhythm, which is your wake sleep clock, to feel in tune, and it's not going to feel like it's out of balance. If you've ever done a long haul flight, you feel out of balance because your circadian rhythm is out of balance. Okay, so by putting in a routine in times where you go to bed and when you wake up, you're actually going to make that a lot easier for you. Another thing that you want to do is actually to expose yourself to daylight when it's daytime, and that has to do with the melatonin production, which is the sleep hormone. And yeah, it will allow you to then be able to go into a deeper sleep later on. Another one that could be important to mention here is turn off your electronics and make sure that you have apps or light bulbs that actually take away blue light. So when there is a sunset, make it an electronic sunset as well, and that will help you get into a deeper sleep. Another one, make sure to reduce coffee if you're drinking a lot of it and you feel like it's actually having effect on you being able to go to sleep. Coffee has a huge long half time. So if you drink coffee later in the afternoon, you're still going to have caffeine in your body when you're trying to go to bed. So if you do have issues to go to bed and feeling like you need to go to sleep, maybe start looking at when you put in coffee and maybe reduce it at all. Alcohol unfortunately makes you feel sleepy, but it does impair your ability to go into deep sleep. And it really is in that deep sleep you get the most benefits from your recovery mentally. So by drinking alcohol, you're going to feel like you've had a good sleep, but you didn't have a good sleep because you're actually having a very restless sleep and you're unable to tap into deep levels of sleep. And regularly exercising has a huge positive impact on your circadian rhythm, but also your hormone production. So making sure that you have a regular exercise schedule as well as regular bedtime routine is really going to give you the ease of going to bed. But at the end of the day, you still need to make that conscious choice that you want to have those hours in, because you understand that they're really important for you, for your health, and for whatever goal that you have. But sleep is super important, and this is why it is a lifestyle solution that I approach with my clients when they first start.